Hello, welcome friends. Welcome to Empty Cloud Monastery. We're here once again with our senior monk resident here for the Vasa, Bhante Sumitta. And thank you, Bhante, for sharing the Dhamma once again with us. Bhante this evening will be talking about the workings of karma. Which always usually raises a lot of questions and debates. So feel free at any time to type in your questions and arguments, perhaps. I don't believe this, I don't believe that. And we'll pass them all the difficult questions, we'll pass them all on to Bhante Sumitta, so he will be able to answer. All right, so without further ado, I'll pass it on to Bhante.
Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gaccantu Devatam Sadhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sagga Mokkhadan Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Kammassa kamanava satta kammadayada kammayoni kammabandho Kamma pati sarana yang kammang satte vibhajati yadidang hina panitatayati. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha, the noble doctrine of the Buddha, and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Dear Dhamma friends and the Mahasangha members, thank you for joining us today with our Dhamma sharing evening. Workings of karma, as Ayasoma explained, maybe a little bit controversial. Maybe for some people they find it difficult, but maybe for many it has a lot of things that we can really agree with. And because not only today, those days also, actually the same thing happened to many people. They were having many issues. Why this happens, why that happens. So that's why the Buddha explained about the theory of Kamma. One time when the Buddha was living in Jetavana monastery, there was a village called Tudi, and in that village, the village headman's name was Todeya. Todeya was also he was also a powerful person. Actually, he was directly connected to Pasenadi Kosala. He was called the Purohita, and so he had a lot of money. It is said in the Pali Atthakathas like Satta Sahas Koti, I think. Yeah, so Satta Koti, that means 700 million. Those days they actually had what we call gold. So 700 million gold, that's a lot of money. But this person also was very not so generous. He never want to actually give it to someone. He was very greedy. He always wanted to accumulate things as much as he could. And so this person has, Buddha was actually living very close to him, but he did not give even a spoon of porridge to him, not a spoon of rice to him. So he was a very different person. And therefore, this person wanted to always collect things, and he never wanted to give away anything else to anyone. And so he even didn't want to share his hidden treasure to his own son. So you can imagine, he was hiding these things somewhere. So this person Todeya, as usually he also died, but it is said like how he was practicing Anjananang kayang diswa vammika nancha achayang madhunancha samaharang pandito gharatave. Anjana means that the things that you apply, especially the ladies, they apply in their eyes to make their eyes more visible or more highlight. And what do you call it? Eyeshadow. So so they actually use only a little bit all the time. But even little by little, if you use it, that anjana will be gone, eyeshadow will be gone. So this Todeya thought it's not a good thing. Vammika nancha achayang. You know the what do you call Vammika is the termite. They have what you call anthill. So termites bring a little by little soil, and then they build a beautiful massive structure called Vammika. There is a famous sutta called Vammika Sutta also, and they actually accumulate things and then they build. And then madhu nancha samaharam. Madhu is what do you call bee? Bee also brings nectar. Little by little they bring, and they make a beautiful beehive. So Pandito Gharatave, so the wise people should live like that. So they always should bring things and accumulate things and assemble things, never to give away. That's what his philosophy was. These guys, Todeya. So eventually, as everyone is, Todeya also after a while he died, and then So he was born as it is said he was born as a dog in that very house, and his son Shubha, he loved this dog so much. He loved it so much, and that they were eating together, and the dog was given very comfortable beds and everything, and the dog never slept on the floor, and he had a very good life, like many pets that we have today in this world. They are also having so much good, comfortable privileges. So this Todeya's son Subha was taking well care of this dog. One time, the Buddha, in his early routine schedule, he woke up early in the morning and he went to his deep samadhi, what we call Mahakaruna Samapatti Samadhi, and then he looked at the world. He found this young man, Subha, is a fortunate one. He is someone who could be rescued, but Buddha had to make some effort. He wouldn't be able to do it right away. So he had to do he had to use some tricks to bring him to the temple. He has never been to the temple because Todaya never took him to the temple, fearing that he had to give something to the temple. Therefore, he didn't want to go to the temple. And he didn't also want to take his son to the temple. And then the Buddha came to Subha's house. And when the Buddha came, Subha was actually not there. The dog was there. The dog saw the Buddha and he went running and barking at him. And then the Buddha said, Todaya, you were disgracing me before, you were blaming me before, you were not respecting me before, and even today, being born as a dog, you still do the same thing. You're disrespecting me. And then the dog realized, oh, the Buddha came to know about me, and then he was very upset. He ran away, and then he went to the kitchen. He didn't want to even sleep on those comfortable seats, and he slept on the kitchen inside the kitchen. And then later on, Subha came back home, and Subha asked, "What happened? Where is the dog? He's not here." And then his servants at the home, they explained the story to him. The Buddha came and he was barking, and then the Buddha told that you are the Todeya, and the whole thing was explained. And then he was pretty upset. How come my father, he was a Brahmin, he is in the Brahma realm now. He cannot be a dog. The Buddha had actually insulted my father. I should go talk to him. And so this is the Buddha's actually plan to bring him to the temple. So Subha went to the temple, and then he asked, why did you call my dog my father? I felt very bad about that. Then the Buddha asked Subha, do you think your father has not given you or not shown you some treasure? Do you think there are some hidden treasures that your father didn't show you before? Yes, I think so. My father was very rich, 700 million he had, but he didn't show many things to me. I'm sure he didn't show me certain things. Okay, so you go home and give a good shower to your dog and give some good food to him, and then pamper him, take care of him, and then take him to the bed. And then when he is just about to sleep, you ask him, Father, Father, where is the hidden treasure? So this guy thought, oh, this is also a good way. Like, if this is true, I will be rich. If this is not true, I am going to accuse the Buddha again, because he said musavada for speech. And then so he was happy. He went home, did the same as the Buddha advised him to do so. And then he talked to the dog, and the dog felt, oh, my son also came to know about me now. And then he was a little bit more upset. But he had no choice now. So he ran to the kitchen. He scratched the floor, and so he showed some signs. And then his son, Todaya, uh, Todaya's son, Subha, he dug the floor that he was showing, and there was so much hidden treasure. He was so happy. He was super happy. And then this young man thought, the Buddha had never come to my home. And how come he saw all these things when everything was camouflaged from the rest of the world? He knew all these things. I'm so impressed about the Buddha. And my father, being so stingy and not giving anything and not showing his even hidden treasure to myself, and he was born as a dog. So I had to believe him. I should go talk to him more. Now he's planning to go there a second time. And then he thought, I want to ask about this. And that is why he went again to the Buddha. And this time he was much more respectful towards the Buddha. Last time he was really pretty headstrong. He didn't want to even pay respect to the Buddha. This time he was little bit better. And then he thought I should ask some questions from the Buddha. And then Buddha also had another plan, because this guy is still very full of conceit, what we call mana, and very high ego. And then the Buddha, when he asked the questions, he gave only answers in a very precise manner. So the questions were really interesting. I think many people today also have the same questions. I think that is why I want to explain this sutta today. So this sutta is called Cūḻakammavibhaṅgasutta, Majjhima Nikaya 135. And in this sutta, he asks 14 questions. 14 questions he asked. And he said, Konuko bhogotama hetuko pachayo yena manusanang eva satang manussa bhutanang dissanti hina panitata. Master Gautama, what is the cause and condition why human beings are seen to be inferior and superior? Hinam panitata. Some people are superior, some people are inferior. Why? What is the reason? I see some people like that. And then he also asks, there are some people, Dissantiko Bhogotama Manusa, Appayuka, Dissanti Dighayuka. Some people are seen to be short-lived. Some people long-lived. What is the reason? What is the cause? Dissanti Bauhabada, Dissanti Appabada. Some people are sickly, all the time sickly, and some people are very healthy. Dissanti Dubbanna, Dissanti Vannavanto. Some people are ugly looking, not really pleasant, but some people are very beautiful, very attractive. What is the cause? Dissanti Appe Sakha, Dissanti Mahe Sakha. Some people are uninfluential, no followers for them. But some people have a lot of followers. Like today, millions of followers we can see in social media or whatever. And there are some people like that. So Appe Sakka, Mahe Sakka people are also there. What is the reason why there are some people like that? Some people not like that. Dissanti Appa Bhoga, Dissanti Maha Bhoga. Some people are very, very rich. Some people are very, very poor. Dissanti Nicha Kulina, Dissanti Ucha Kulina. Some people are low born. Some people are high born. Like very influential families, very good families. Why is that? Some people are born into very, very poor, um, uh, innocent families. Nobody cared for them. So, Dissanti Duppanya, Dissanti Panyavanto. There are some stupid people and there are some wise people. So, he asked these 14 questions from the Buddha. And Buddha had an answer. He gave the answer also again in brief. He said, Konuko bhogotama hetuko pachayo yena manussanang eva satang manussa bhutanang dissanti hina panitatati. Buddha said, Kammasaka manava satta. Young man, these sentient beings are the owners of their actions, owners of their own deeds. Kamma dayada. Kamma is their heir or heritage, and they are inherited with their own actions and deeds. Kamma yoni, they originate from their actions. Deeds are their womb. Kamma bandhu, bandhu here means relative. So they are bound to their actions, and kamma is their relative. Kamma patisarana, Kamma is their own, they have their actions of Kamma as their refuge. And Kammang Sate Vibhajati Yadidang Hina Panitatai. It is the Kamma that distinguishes these sentient beings as inferior and superior, and all the other differences that we have, so many categories that we have, so many divisions, so many differences that we have in the society is just because of their own karma. So this again was another puzzle to him. He did not understand it properly. Subha said, now his ego, because of his ego, he also was thinking like by shooting with these questions, he would be able to give some pressure to the Buddha. And then Buddha gave him some precise answers. And then he asked the Buddha, I don't understand the meaning of what the Buddha said. Can you please explain to me? And then the Buddha said, okay, I'm going to explain it to you then. You can listen to me, pay close attention to me. I will explain all these things to you one by one. And then the Buddha explained about the whole theory of karma in Buddhism. So I think from here onward, the attention should be paid with due respect, and it will be very helpful to all of us. So idamanava ekacho ittiva purisoa phanati pati hoti. There are some people, man or woman, who kills living creatures, living beings. Luddho. Luddho means they are murderers or violent. Lohita pani. Lohita means blood. Pani means hand. So they are bloody-handed. Hatta gahate nimitto. Given to hatta pahate nimitto. That means given to blows and violence. They are hardened killers. Adaya panno panabhutesu. They are merciless to living beings. Daya means mercy, compassion. loving kindness. They don't have it towards the sentient beings. So there are people like that. That is by nature or whatever, by their sansaric habit, there are people like that. So what is the repercussion when they do so? So the Buddha explains, when they do that, of course they will do it as long as they can continue to do that. And then again, kaya sabheda, on the dissolution of the body, when their body breakups, that means when they die, param marana, after death, apayang duggating vinipatang nirayang uppajjati. There is a chance that they can be happier in the state of deprivation, or they can be reborn in a place of loss, or apaya, what we call vinipata niraya, in perdition, in a hell. And just in case if they are not born there, they can be born in a human realm too. They still can. There are some people who can, even after doing so many bad things, they still can be born in the human realm. Why? Because in our samsaric journey, we don't know infinite, immeasurable samsaric journey. We also must have done so many mixture of good and bad karma. So that person can be born in the human realm. But because of this bad karma, this person can be now denied of certain privileges as human being, just because he was depriving the uh, the other people's life. So life, his longevity will be deprived here. He will be appayuko. Appayuko hoti means he will be short-lived. He will not live long. We see now why people live short, because, so the Buddha said, that is because in their sansara they have done some bad karma. They have deprived other people's life. They have taken away other people's life. I think in this case, there is a good logic for us to think why, like there is a logical sequence to this. When you take somebody's life, so you will be suffered. You are not rewarded because of that. This is the nature of law. And in Buddhism, we have something called Janaka Kamma, Upattambaka Kamma, Upapilaka Kamma, and Upaghataka Kamma. That is also called Upachedaka Kamma. So, according to this theory of Kamma, someone can be born, maybe because of that some previous good Kamma, that person can be born with a good birth. But because of the power of this bad karma that he or she did, that person can be affected. Upapilaka means, it is said, even when that baby is born in the womb of the mother will be suffering. The whole family will have so many bad things happening to that family. All the things can go wrong into that family. So even inside the womb, he or she is not even born into this world. Things can go wrong with the family. And then when that person is born into this world, the family will also have a very bad time, very hard time. Things can happen to those. Some families, it can happen because of this unfortunate child. There are people like that too. So the other thing is, although he is born, he or she is born with a good Janaka Kamma, but although the family has so many things, but that person's life can be taken away very early. You never know how, when, where it happens, but that person's life can be pretty shorter compared to the others. So this is the repercussion. This is the consequence when you continue to do all those wrong things to other people. That is why the Buddha said, if someone is doing this panatipata, that will be very, very dangerous for your sansaric life. So you try to actually go to the doctors, maybe you take some vitamins, you do some exercise, you have all the other comforts in the world, but nobody can save you from your own bad karma. And so your life will be short. And so the Buddha said the other side of the coin too. Panatipata Veramani. There are some people who want to abandon the killing of living beings, who want to get rid of those rod and weapon, and they want to lay aside all those unnecessary things that can be harmful to the other people. And when you do that, it is said you will be born in the heavenly realm. Saggang sugating. Sugating saggang lokang upapajjati. You will be born in a good place, heavenly realm, comfortable realm. And if not, due to some other reason, if that person is born in the human realm and with the breakup of their body, then that person can be born in the what do you call human realm. And in this human realm, that person can live long. There are some good people. There are some people who live so long. We see some. We have seen some monks, some other people live like 90s, hundreds, and they still look so good. They are doing so nice, and they are very kind. They are very compassionate, and they look really confident. And you can see when you can see those long life people, when you see them, you feel really good. We have here in Los Angeles Bhante Dhammarama. He's, I think, 96 or 97 now. And here Bhante Ji, Bhante Gunaratana also is, and I think nearly 95 or something. And there are other people to live so long, so they must have done so much good karma, like practicing this abstaining from panatipata and not killing others, not using weapons to hurt other people, to take away the other's life. This is the situation here. And then again, there are some people who want to hurt others. They are not killing, but they are hurting others. So there are people like that too. And this is called vihetaka jatika. They want to injure others, psychologically maybe, physically maybe, mentally maybe, including those people who bully. These I would like to call like vihetaka jatika. So you keep doing it to others. You can keep doing it, maybe hurt other people all the time. But yeah, that is again using weapons or using some physical or mental means to bully other people, to hurt other people physically or mentally. Then what happens? The Buddha says here, kaya sabeda paramarana, when their body breaks up, and they will be born in the hell realm. If not, due to some other good karma, they might be born in this realm, human realm. And then what is the repercussion? What is the reward they get? because of their own bad karma. That will be the all the time. Bauha bada hoti. Bauha bada means that person will always be sick. Every time, for due to something or the other, that person is sick. Like a walking pharmacy, you can say, all the time taking medicine and after medicine after medicine. And so you're going from one doctor to another, and all the time getting sick from childhood, all throughout. That person is not healthy. That person is prone to so many sicknesses. That is because that person has been doing that kind of bad karma in his or her past birth. And the same thing when you get rid of it, uh, uh, then you will become appabada. That means when you become a human, you will, of course, if you don't hurt other people intentionally, you try not to, you avoid all kinds of hurting, insulting, or injuring other people or other sentient beings, other animals. Then you will be born in the heavenly realm after death, or else you will be born in the human realm, and then you will be appabadho. You will have less sicknesses. Of course, as sentient beings, we will always have. It will be almost difficult for us to, not having any disease whatsoever. But there are some cases like Venerable Vakali, for example. Venerable Vakali, it is said, he never even had. It is said he lived 180 years or 160 years, I think, and he lived as a monk also for a very very long time, and he was a great arahant, and he never even had a cough or sneeze during his lifetime. Such healthy monk he was, Vakali. um, and so it is said, um, this person who has less sickness, if you want to be healthy in life, you already have the remedy here. You already have the tip from the Buddha, that is, do not hurt other people or other sentient beings. Have loving kindness, practice loving kindness towards the other people. Do not hurt physically or mentally. Do not bully other people around. That way you will be a healthy person, really a very good one if you want to be healthy. And then the other one is there are some people who they are called kodhano hoti upayasa bahulu, always angry, irritable, very easy to lose temper. And this is this irritable and bad tempered nature. Because of that, this person can easily become offended, easily become angry, and easily become hostile and resentful. And even with like just a one word or something is enough for him to um, uh, burn in fire of anger. And then because of this, all the time that person will display bitterness, anger, and hatred towards the others. And what happens? Because of the bad karma, he might be born in the bad realm, hell realm. If not, if that person is born in the human realm, it is said he will reappear in a state of deprivation. So this is the thing. Uh, if you are born like that, if you are um, uh, if you are having this upayasa bahula thing, then you will have the problem. The result will be you will be deprived. state of deprivation. You will be in an unhappy uh, um, uh, realm or hell realm. If you are born in the human realm, then what happens when you get angry? Actually, your face become dark, and you frown, and you always want to intimidate other people or everyone else, and the same thing will happen to you. You will become an ugly person. It is said you will become an ugly person if you are born as a human being. That is the bad karma. That is the result of that bad karma when it happens to you. And if you get away from that, then you will become a very pleasant person, very pleasing person. Um, there are some stories like that actually. For example, in the story of Queen Mallika, Queen Mallika was not a good looking, pretty lady. She was ugly looking. She was unpleasant. But somehow she also had some good karma in her samsara, because she has offered so much dana. She practiced so much dana, and she gave a lot of offerings to the others. Because of that, even the kings could be attracted towards her. So that is why King Pasenadi Kosala married her, and she became the main queen in his palace, royal palace. So that can be the reason. It is also said, like, when you smile, you need to have only very little muscles, but if you frown, you need to like waste a lot of energy. You use a lot of muscles, face muscles, so that way your face can be different and intimidating and ugly looking. So smile is better than frowning. And angry looking can never make other people happy. But if you can show the smile and the humbleness, simpleness, and compassion through your facial expressions, a lot of other people and even the other sentient beings will be very pleased. So that is why the Buddha said, be kind to others, be nice to others, then you will also become a good looking person later on. So if you want to be good looking, this is a good way. This is like free of cost. You can have smile, you can have compassion, you can have nice gestures to other people, make other people happy. From that also actually purifies your blood. When you purifies your blood, it also purifies your skin, and then also it actually helps our smooth functioning of the brain. It's good for our heart too. When somebody is happy, good looking, and always peaceful, you can see those people have really very attractive, very pleasant looks. Mm, People like I always like to see the people like Dalai Lama, so humble and very very amazing personality. And there are some very very nice people like that. Although they are old, but you can still see their energy, their positive energy is really really strong. We see some people like that because of that good smile and good kindness and good things they have. And then there is another one. The Buddha explained, Issa manako hoti. Ithiva purisova issa manako hoti. Issa means jealousy, envy. So what happens when you are jealousy or envious? Envy is resents, begrudges, always the gains, honor, respect, reverence, salutations are received by others. You see other people, you feel jealous. Like when the other people respect another person, you feel jealous. Then that will be very dangerous for you, because of your envy, because of your jealousy. When you are in the future birth, you will be reborn in the hell realm, or if you are born in a human realm, you will be born as an insignificant person. This is called appe sakka. Appe sakka means actually you don't have a lot of followers, no fans. Wherever you go, you don't have any plans. You see some people, whenever they go out, they will be surrounded by so many people, like sports stars, or suddenly, they are surrounded with so many people, and wherever they go, it's amazing, because they have not been envious before. They did not have issa. That is called mahesakha. This mahesakha, if you need fan followers, so this is a good way. You can be an influential person. When you are an influential person, also remember, there are some people, when they are into that state, later on they forget their root, and they become so headstrong. Their ego is small, and they don't respect other people. Then again, you will be going back to the other side of the Kamma. So those people who are in the Mahesakha state, those people who are in that privileged state, influential state, and they should be more humble, they should be more simple, they should be kind-hearted, they should also be generous, and help other people. The more you do it, the more better, and you can really do so many wonderful things in the society if you do. So this is another one that the Buddha talked about in this sutta. And then again, ittiva purusowa dataho na data hoti samanasava brahmanasava anyang panang vattang yanang mala gandha vilepana. So there are some people who do not want to give, just like Todaya. He did not want to give food, drink, clothing, carriages, garlands, scents, unguents, beds, dwelling, lands to recluses or Brahmins or any other person. They don't want to give anything. They want to always collect and collect and collect, and millions of money, maybe billions and billions of money, maybe, but they don't want to share with the others. And it is really good if you have those things, but then it is even much more better and much more meaningful if you share with the other people. And if you do not share those things with the others, then what will happen? In the next birth, you will be poor. Then that leads to poverty. And then you will also have a lot of difficulties in life. No drinking, no clothes, no carriages, no garlands, same thing, because you have not practiced that thing. So if you practice this thing, you will be a very rich person. So all these things are again very, very important theories of karma. And then again another one is called Taddo hoti atimani. Tadda means like stubborn. Atimani is like very, very high, strong ego. And so these people can also be born in the hell realm, or if they are born in this human realm, they because of that one, nobody will actually uh, like you, because you will be born in the Nicha Kula. Nicha Kula means low birth. So when you are in the low birth, nobody will recognize you, or nobody will know you, or you will have so many difficulties all throughout your life. And compared to that, the person who is not arrogant, the person who is not obstinate, that person will be born in a very good, very powerful, high birth, high family, very influential family, well-off family. So everyone will like you. You will have lots of comfort all throughout your life. So these are the things that the Buddha mentioned in this sutta. So he said, if this way, when somebody is doing something bad, bad will come to you. If somebody is doing something good, good will come to you. And if you hurt someone, your life will be short. If you respect others' life, you will live long. And if you bully, or if you hurt or injure someone, then you will be sick. If you do not do that, if you take care of sick people, if you help other people, if you are kind hearted person, you will be a very healthy person. All these things were said by the Buddha. And so he said, very, very interestingly, the sutta concludes with a good summary. Thus, young man, the way that leads to short life makes people short lived. The way that leads to long life makes people long lived. The way that leads to sickliness makes people sickly. The way that leads to health makes people healthy. The way that leads to ugliness makes people ugly. The way that leads to beauty makes people beautiful. The way that leads to being uninfluential makes people uninfluential. The way that leads to being influential makes people influential. The way that leads to poverty makes people poor. The way that leads to wealth makes people wealthy. The way that leads to low birth makes people low born. The way that leads to high birth makes people high born. The way that leads to stupidity makes people stupid. The way that leads to wisdom makes people wise. The last 2 points actually is, whenever you meet someone like a monk, or a teacher, or a good person, a wise person, you have to ask questions. You have to ask about the life, about the karma, about good or bad things, how do we live, and all these things. You need to ask questions. And if you don't ask questions, you will become stupid person. If you ask question, you will be a wise person. And actually, in this life itself, you can feel it, and even in the following life, you will have that thing. So, if someone wants to be wise, yeah, this is the way. Ask questions. So the Buddha said, "Kamma saka manava kamma satta, kamma dayada, kamma yoni, kamma bandhu, kamma patisarana, Kammang satte vibhajati yadidang hina panitata." Beings are the owners of their actions, young man, heirs of their actions. They originate from their actions. They are bound to their actions, have their actions as their refuge. It is action or karma that distinguishes being as inferior and superior. And when the Buddha explained this Subha Manava, or the young man Subha, was so happy. Everything was so crystal clear to him. It was like he was just about to be blossomed, just like a bud, waiting for something, a drop of water, or a little bit of a ray of light, waiting for that to happen, and he could blossom. And Abhikantang Bhogotama, he said, um, magnificent Master Gotama, magnificent Master Gotama, Sayathapi Bhogotama, Nikkujjitang wa ukkujjeya. I feel like just as the something like turning upright when what has been overturned. Nikkujjitang wa ukkujjeya. Paticcannang wa vivareya. When something was revealed that was hidden. Mulhasava maggang achikeya, showing the way to one who lost his way. Andhakareva telapajyotan dhareya, holding up a lamp in the dark for those whose eyesight to see forms. Chakkumanta rupani dakkintiti, so that they can see rupa. Eva metang bhota gotamena aneka paryayena dhamma pakasito. So the Buddha said more dhamma to him. Esaham bhavantang gotamang saranang gacchami dhammancha bhikkhu sanghancha. From now onward, I am going to be I am going to go to the refuge of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. I will take Buddha Dhamma Sangha as my refuge. Upasakang mang bhavang gotama dharetu ajjatagge panupetang saranang gatanti. Please, Blessed One, please consider me as your upasaka, your devotee till the end of my life. That was the end of the sutta, Cūḷakammavibhaṅgasutta. And here we see how important that we need to pay attention to our own actions. So I think the most important thing here, like, you are responsible for your own actions. You don't have to depend on any other outside, unknown, unseen forces or elements. You are responsible. You have the responsibility to take care of your own samsaric journey. If you do something good, you will be duly rewarded. If you do something bad, you will be duly punished. Therefore, there is nothing that you can stop being good or bad but your own action. So it is over to you to decide, and also to be healthy, happy, rich, wealthy, good, and all these things are always on the card, and we have the way how to do that. So thinking that, I hope this will help you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Namayang Kamma Sadhukaram Dadamase
Sadhu, 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 anumodami. Thank you, Bhante, for sharing those words of Dhammam, and good to see a lot of friends tuning in for this. Hello to Sam, Poonam, Kumu, Kausar friends who we haven't seen in a while, watching from Europe, so late at night to discover the workings of Kamma. And hello to Anita, Avis, Maranta, Melissa, Mary, our neighbor, good to see you, Sangeeta, Shwe, Tora, good to see you. Yak, Chittapala also, I'm seeing in a while. Roy, Robin, Miguel, Putrika, lots. Eric, Dulani, lots of friends. Okay, great. So Gita says, Bhante, for one to be blessed with hearing the Dhamma and training on the Noble Eightfold Path, what good Kamma must we practice now?
By hearing the Dhamma, of course, by preaching the Dhamma, I am also doing a good Kamma. I'm sharing the Dhamma, I am giving the Dhamma. And by listening to the Dhamma, and when you listen to the Dhamma, you have the opportunity to straighten your own right view. So it's very, very important to listen to the Dhamma. There are 5 benefits when you listen to a Dhamma. Asutang sunati, you listen to something that you haven't listened to before. Sutang paryodapeti, you will consolidate what you have listened before. And kankang vitarati, you will clear your doubts. And chitta masa pasidati, your mind will become happy. And ditthing ujung karoti, your view will be straightened. So you will have right view. Right view, samma sati, is all the more important thing for all of us when we have that.
Thank you, Bhante. And Susan asks, what about chanting the Dhammapada?
Chanting the Dhammapada with a good intention, like it will bring you happiness, peace, and also when somebody is listening to that, they will also be so happy, right? It depends on if you listen to it, if you react to that positively, that will be good to you, good for you actually. If you react to that negatively, that will be bad for you too. So yes, it's very important when we do something, the way you react to that situation, because there can be a lot of people around us, and they can be doing so many good or bad things in the world, but we have to be careful too, because by looking at those people doing so many good and bad things, when you judge, when you react to those situations, the moment you react to that situation, that will be your karma. Kamma sakom hi kamma dayado. That will be your heritage. So good or bad, you have to pay the price for that. If it is a good reaction, positive reaction, that will be good karma for you. If it is like you see some people doing bad things and you always judge, or you always like become grumpy, or you always pass some negative remarks about that person, then what happened? That will be your bad karma. So you have to pay the price for that.
And Susan also follows up, how can it be anything else but positive? I think on the chanting the Dhammapada.
How can it be anything else positive?
But positive, like it can only be a positive thing to chant
Yes,
the Dhammapada.
it is. Yeah, it is true. I mean to say, many people can see it as positive. Maybe like one or two people still think, just in case, if they think it is negative, it can happen. So it doesn't really matter too, because you have the good intention. Just keep doing the good thing. You have that good intention, so keep doing it.
Thank you. And Gita asks, Bhante, is Kamma a permanent universal law for all beings?
I think yes, because if you say like this karma is for certain things, certain beings only, that's not fair, right? It should be applied to everyone. Let's say like you as the president of the country and do something wrong. So just because you are the president, you will not be um, you will not be escaped from the bad repercussion that you are going to pay later on. So that's why I think it's really important, whether you are whatever power you have right now, because of your good karma in the past. Remember that, because you are good looking, because you have done, you have been good before, and you are very rich because you have done so much, offered so much dana before, you have practiced so much generosity before, and all these things are just because of your good past karma too. And now you have to be even more humble, and even more simple, and even more generous, and even more kind-hearted, and even more human, and then you can be even more benefited in your future. I think that way you can make it much more much more happier in your life, and also for the rest of the world it will be really nice, right? If we have influential people doing so many good things, it will always help the world much better than the uninfluential people.
Thank you, Bhante. And Miguel asks, does collective karma exist?
Yes, collective karma can also exist. It is said, like, let's say, like, you are giving a dana, don't do it alone. So ask your friends also. Like in our Buddhist community, when they offer a dana, they want other people to touch that. So you want actually to make sure that you have other people also around that. So you can also be a part of that good karma. There is a very interesting story about what happened to two friends when they went to Anathapindika's temple opening ceremony. And Anathapindika built a beautiful temple called Jetavana Monastery and offered to the Buddha. And during that ceremony, for that opening ceremony, two friends came and they saw that beautiful opening ceremony. And one person was very upset right away because he thought, why did he spend so much of money? And he felt upset, and he said, like, he should have saved some money. It would have been better for his own children. Maybe he could have invested that money for the benefit of his own future. Why did he spend so much of money for this temple? And he said he felt upset. And the other person, he was so happy to see this beautiful ceremony, and he immediately kept his palms together, and he said, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Anathapindika was such a generous person, such a wonderful thing he did, and he offered this temple to all the Mahasangha members, all the wonderful, the Buddha and all those great arahants and monks. This is so good. And he was so happy. And you see the result. Those people, at the end of their life, one went to the hell, the other went to the heaven. So it is said, like, that person was really powerful person too. And when you do a collective karma, there can be cases where you also face the music together. You will be punished together if you do a bad karma together. If you do a good karma together, you will also be rewarded together. There can be situations like that.
Thank you, Bhante. Following up on your last remark, because that's usually what people kind of talk about when it's collective karma. They, I guess, mean collective vipaka, really. So collective result. So usually the example that is used is, for example, the Holocaust in like of the Jews. Would that mean that all the people that experienced the Holocaust had all done bad deeds together at the same time?
Okay, one more thing I need to say. Kamma is not the only thing in Buddhism. There are 5 actually forces, niyama dhammas, what we call pancha niyama. Kamma is a very, very powerful thing in the sutta. Although we call it that kamma plays a really, really big role, but there are utuniyama, like in the winter, things get cold. It's not somebody's kamma. And in the summer, it is like warm. It is not somebody's karma. That is called Putu Niyama. And this is Dharma Niyama. It is the nature of law. And then Bija Niyama, right? If you plant a mango seed, only a mango tree will come up, right? It's not the karma. It's not the theory of karma. It is the bija niyama. And then utuniyama, kamma niyama, dhamma niyama. Certain things can happen due to these natural laws, or natural things can happen. For example, the pandemic itself, I think, maybe like many people, if they have done, or many influential people have been engaging doing in so many corrupted things, maybe the other people also can be affected. That can also be a case. So in massive scale, we cannot say they all have done the karma together, but you can also face certain things like that. Like in the winter season, people get cold. Some people feel it difficult during that time. It's not necessarily their karma. It is the utu niyama. So chitta niyama, kamma niyama. Kamma niyama is another one, very powerful though. So these different commanding factors can also decide the world order. It's not necessarily karma that creates the whole thing. I remember there was a case where a group of young boys, what they did, they were actually, they saw what do you call, a lizard? Yes, they saw a lizard entering an ant hill, right? So they saw that it was going inside, and then what happened? Like they wanted to block all the exit points. So they just did it for fun. Actually, what they did, they blocked all the exit points of that ant hill, and they went away laughing at the lizard. And somehow after a couple of days they remembered, oh, we did something, maybe that a poor lizard would be in danger, a life-threatening situation. So they actually felt sorry for the poor lizard, and they ran back and they opened those things. And then luckily the lizard was not dead, and luckily he could very with so much discomfort, he came out, the lizard came out of the ant hill. And then the boys were happy to see that. It is said in their sansara later on, they had the same thing. Like if you remember, sometime back, maybe a couple of years or so, something happened in Thailand. A group of young children, they were stuck in deep inside cave, like complex, right? Because of the water, they could not come outside. And I just remember this very story, and they suffered so much inside. And luckily there were so many people, they had done some good karma too. So they did not die. So those young children also, the people who heard the lizard, they had the same thing. But because they did not let the lizard die, they also had the same similar kind of experience like those Thai children, and they somehow did not die. So karma like that is really amazing. When you know what happens, like the karma is searching for a condition. When the condition is right, those karma will come to us and will reward us or will punish us. So like upapilaka kamma, it is said, when the upapilaka kamma is there, so that karma will make you, if you are born into a good family, that will disturb that karma will disturb that good fortune. And upachedaka karma is like you still have long life to live, but your life will be snatched away. You will die due to an accident or something. So many things happen, like very young people, due to fire, water, air, or whatever. People can die. That's because of that upapelaka kamma, upachedaka kamma. There are different kinds of kamma: janaka kamma, upatamba kamma, upapilaka kamma, and upaghataka kamma. And then also ditta dhamma vedaniya kamma. It is said there are certain portion of the kamma that can come into result in this very birth. If it doesn't show any result in this very birth, that will become an ahosi kamma. Okay, it will not come back anymore. And then upapajja vediniya kamma is like it is actually in Abhidhamma. It is the seven javana moments. The seventh one will be the upapajja vedaniya kamma. That means after the life, you will be facing the effect of that karma. And if it doesn't come in that next birth, that will also become ahosi kamma. For example, Angulimala did so many bad things. He killed so many people, but during this lifetime, somehow he also became arahant. So he had to undergo so many bad things. But he could have suffered so much if he did not become arahant. But luckily he became arahant, so he could not suffer anymore. All that karma became ahosi kamma. Aparaparya vedaniya kamma is something like from second javana to the fifth javana, those five javanas. That karma will be there to reward or punish you for the rest of your samsara. That's why when the conditions are right, those karma will come and punish you or reward you. And that is why in our life we also have to be careful not to give conditions, not to allow conditions, not to create conditions for the bad karma to come to us. And if we are very careful, mindful about that, maybe some of those many bad karmas will bounce back, never to return. Yeah, so be positive and do good things in your life, and kind, and create that good energy, create that shield around you, so that you can be protected much more even in this birth.
Thank you, Bhante. And Gita asks, Bhante, once one becomes an arhat, one is freed from all karmic laws?
Not necessarily. You see what happened to Venerable Moggallana, right? Venerable Moggallana did something wrong in his past birth, so he had to suffer. What happened? He was in his kuti, and it is said like a group of thugs came to him, and he saw that in his meditation. He saw that he was a very powerful monk. He was foremost among all the other Iddhimanta monks in the Buddha Sasana. Apart from the Buddha, he was next to him. And Venerable Moggallana, when he saw them coming, he went through one time he went through the keyhole, and those thugs came, and they couldn't find him. And then the other day also they came, and Venerable Moggallana said, it is said, he went through the ceiling. So the third day also they came. And then Venerable Moggallana thought, why are they coming all the time? Why are they coming to me only? And he found, oh, I have done some very bad karma to me, to my own parents. And I hurt them very much. And now I had to pay. So he did not want to go. He did not want to run away. He stayed there. And then those people came and started punishing him so much. It is said like his body became blue. So whenever Moggallana's is form or image is mostly used like blue color, due to some reason, it is said like that. So there are many cases like that actually. Even the Arahants, even the Buddha himself, in fact. Buddha had a back problem, and it is said his own some bad karma in the samsara was punishing him. So good or bad, karma will be there, and still certain things like there can be some unavoidable, very strong karmic things can come to you, but many other karma actually you can skip, you can get rid of them if you are wise and if you are smart, doing good all the time.
Thank you, Bhante. And Julie asks, if you do not know that you're creating bad karma, perhaps through trauma and mental health issues, but you get help and you learn how to be better, treat people better, does this create better karma help with writing your intention?
Yes, if you don't know, that is your avijja, right? Ignorance. Ignorance itself is one of the root causes of unwholesome things. So that is why it is very, very difficult if you have avijja, and we have to get rid of avijja. And it's very important to meet some good, wonderful kalyana mitra friends, learn the dhamma, learn the good things, and that way we can get rid of avijja. That way we can have samma ditti. Samma ditti is something really important for us. And if we have samma ditti, then definitely we can get rid of many bad karma, trauma, mental health issues, and all these. You are suffering today. Somebody can be suffering today because of that person's previous karma that you have done. Like you have been bullying other people, hurting other people, injuring other people around you before, and now you are suffering because of that. And now what you can do is doing the right thing, rectifying those mistakes that you did in the samsara. At least that will help you for the rest of your samsara.
Thank you. And Kumu asks, Bhante, what kind of karma would make one worry a lot more about others' health and safety than of themselves?
That is the if you respect other people, you will be respected, right? You like panatipata. Panatipata veramani will be the best thing. So if you abstain from yourself, abstain yourself from killing or hurting others, that means you actually respect other people's life. So when you respect other people's life, you will have an insurance. You will have a free insurance that your life will be protected and preserved. Your life will be respected by others too. So wherever you go, you will be protected. Even when there is a tsunami come, we see how some people miraculously escape, miraculously rescued, and things like that could happen due to some natural disaster, due to some very unfortunate things, among many. people like children or maybe other people can be rescued. You lost maybe in the middle of the desert, you could be rescued, and you maybe your ship due to shipwreck or something, even in the middle of the ocean, your life could be rescued if you have rescued other people, if you have respected other people before. Yeah, this is pretty much is the case. So to do good here, to safeguard the other people's life, even other sentient beings' life, will be very important.
Thank you. And Susan asks, does it mean someone like Stephen Hawking, with all his deformity, had bad karma, but Miss Universal has good karma?
I think so. Yeah, Stephen Hawking has been a tremendous, a very powerful scientist, yes. But he must also have done some bad karma before, right? But he also did some really good karma during this birth, so it will help him for a betterment of his samsara. And Miss Universe or whatever, like those people, look, whenever they go, a lot of people will come after you, take selfie or autograph, or they will give you like hotels free, and they will give you bungalows, apartments. Everyone will like you. That definitely is a good karma already, because you have been good to other people. That is definitely why you have been so good looking, and because you also did not have envy. Remember, if you are envious, if you are jealous of others, then you will be ugly looking. So don't be jealous of other people. And also, if you hurt others, that will also make you sick. So make sure, if you want to be good looking, you do the same thing, do good things, then you will also become famous.
I love how Bhante is so updated with the lives of the influencers. Thank you. And Susan asks, so does it mean it's just justified when someone becomes the victim, be in many lifetimes later, nevertheless the ill fortune justifies?
Someone becomes a victim. Yeah, I think it applies the same thing, right? The karma, whatever you do, good or bad, it's not like we try to accuse other people. Okay, because of these people, because of the government, I became poor, or because of my neighbor, I became poor, because of this thing or that thing, this thing happened to me. You always try to accuse other people. You don't think of your own karma that you did. I think rather than pointing fingers at others, why don't we point a finger at ourselves? When you point one finger at other people, actually 4 fingers are already pointed towards you, right? So why don't we think that way? And this is my own bad karma that I did. And so that way, actually, you don't do any more bad karma. You don't have jealousy again. You don't have angry again because of your own bad karma you did before. And that way, you can, I should do now more good karma, more better karma now. At least it will be good for the rest of my samsara. And I know, like a lot of Buddhist people, when they are sick, they want to help more sick people. They want to go to the hospital, and like if someone died of cancer, they want to help the cancer patients. If someone had some other problems, they want to help those people who have similar problems. I think that makes a lot of sense, rather than accusing, or rather than getting angry or worried or something, you do more better things. You have more positive or meaningful activity through your life, and that way your life can be much more meaningful too.
Thank you, Bhante. So we have 3 questions left. And Bhante Sumitta is reminding us that it's past time. I think the answers can be yes and no, so they could be covered. So the Gita asks, Bhante, in the Angulimala Sutta, as an arahant, he still suffered due to his past karma, but he was no longer creating any new karma after becoming an arahant. Is that a correct understanding?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Bhante. And then Gita also asks, Bhante, is it one's intention that creates the karma? If it's intention, can we train in mindfulness to not create karma by developing all wholesome states? This was a little bit more than yes, no?
Yeah, sometimes I'm also a little confused. If its intention, can we train in mindfulness to not create karma by developing all wholesome states? Yeah, intention is really important actually. Like Mano Pubbangama Dhamma, mind is the forerunner of all states. So mind is chief, mind made day. So it's our intention that really matters.
Great, thank you, Bhante. And the last question from Kumu was, she was following up on the one before, saying, my question was not written clearly. I meant having too much empathy for others can make one worry too much about other people. Can too much empathy make one suffer?
Like
constantly having anxiety that something might happen, for example, to Champika. So like every day I have the worry and anxiety for her.
That's your problem actually. Like it's not really empathy, like you worry or something. I think last time also I talked about this. Empathy, the weakness of empathy is cry. When you start crying, your empathy will be gone actually. So empathy means you have kind-heartedness, you have compassion towards other people, yes. But it's not up to the point that you keep crying and you yourself depressed. It's not that, it doesn't make sense. If you have empathy, you have kind-heartedness, go help those people in whatever way you can. That is what you should. But if you depress yourself, that is not going to be good, not wholesome for yourself, not wholesome for the others. That should be very clear.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bhante. And Amaranta, the sutta that you're mentioning, we're going to do a special sutta study on it. So it will be great. All right. So thank you so much, Bhante Sumitta, for sharing those words of Dhamma. I think that everybody has learned a lot this evening, and tomorrow we will have 2 special guests online, both actually monks from Sri Lanka, not residing at Empty Cloud Monastery, but in a cloud. I guess empty cloud without the monastery. So they will, Bhante Kusala tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. will be sharing some words of Dhamma on Metta, and Bhante Sankichka at 7:30 p.m. New York City time will be also sharing Dhamma talk and perhaps some guided meditation. Anyway, tune in at that time, and we can end the evening. Pass it on to Bhante Sumitta.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today with this Dhamma talk. I hope it was helpful to you, and by the power of this Dhamma talk, may you all be well, happy, healthy and safe wherever you are. May you and your family members, friends, relatives, teachers, elders, all be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever they are. May everyone in the world, everyone seen and unseen, all sentient beings, including all devas, brahmas, all be well, happy and healthy. Let us think of this good karma that we generated today and before by practicing dana, sila, bhavana. By the power of that, let us think of all the devas and brahmas and all the other sentient beings. May they receive this merit, share this merit, be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever they are. With that good intention, let us share the merits with all the devas and brahmas and other sentient beings. Ettavata hehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodanto sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavata hehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe bhutanumodanto sabba sampatti siddhiya. Ettavata hehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe sattanumodanto sabba sampatti siddhiya. Let us also transfer merits to all the departed ones. Please think of all your departed ones, maybe your grandparents, your parents, whosoever in your family, friends, relatives, whosoever, known and unknown. If someone is ready to receive this merit, share this merit. May they be well, happy, healthy, safe, sharing this merit. May they all attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Thinking thus, please recite. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhetā hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhetā hontu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukhetā hontu ñātayo. By the power of this merit, may we all be associated with wonderful Kalyana Mitra friends all throughout our life, all throughout our samsara. May we never be associated with foolish friends. Thinking thus, let us recite this beautiful stanza. Imina punya kammena Māme bāla samāgamo satang samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna pattiya. By the power of all these merits, may we all be able to live our life peacefully, happily, and with good health. May all of us, all devas, brahmas, and all sentient beings, seen and unseen, all of us be able to attain the absolute peace and happiness, the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Thinking thus, let us keep our palms together close to our heart and recite this stanza. Idang me punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu sabba bhaya pamuncatu sabba roga pamuncatu. Sadhu, sadhu,